Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at finding the area of a trapezium, and you probably know it as trapezoid because they say trapezoid in America. Here we have two trapeziums, one's upside down and one's the right way around, and you have the two parallel sides, which are these two sides, the two parallel sides with the same distance from each other. They are labeled A and B, and then the height is the distance between the two parallel lines. So distance between the two parallel lines is the height. If we were to put the trapeziums together, we would end up with a parallelogram. Now, the parallelogram is just a rectangle slightly tilted over on its side. And to find the area of a rectangle is just base times height. Now the base here would be B and A. So it'd be B and A, or you could say A and B. So A plus B times the height. So we've already got the formula here for the area of a parallelogram. Now, if we were to half the parallelogram, what do you think the formula for the area would be? So it would be half of that, right? So we'll split it in half, so it would be half of this. So we could essentially just say, is this divided by 2? Now, you'd probably see this formula in a few textbooks and online, or you might see an alternative, which is what's the same as dividing by 2. We have always said it's multiplying by a half. So instead of having it divided by 2, we could say the area is A plus B times H times a half. You'd usually have it as area equals half times A plus B times H. Yeah, so you'd usually see it like this. But here we have the formula written, and we have a trapezium with its measurements, where you have the measurement of A and B, and you have the height. So let's try and calculate this trapezium. So we said area, I'm just going to put A for area, equals half times AB. Now A and B, we said, are the parallel lines. There are only two parallel lines in this trapezium, and they're the same distance from each other, and they will never intersect. They will never cross over. It would be this line and this line. They go in the same direction. These two lines here are not going in the same direction. This is going this way, and this is going this way. They'd end up intersecting later on if they keep on if you keep on drawing them. So these are the parallel lines. So we're going to write it here: 3 plus 5 times the height. We said the height is the distance between the parallel lines, which is 4. The order of operations is that we're going to do the brackets first. So we do half. 3 plus 5 is 8 times 4. So half times 8 means half of 8. What is half of 8? Half of 8 is 4, so we end up with 4, and then we've got the times 4 here, we've got times 4 here, we've got times 4. 4 times 4 equals 16 centimeters, and because this area we're doing squared. So that is the area of our trapezium. So I've gone on to Corbett Maths, and we're going to do the first question on here, which is to find the area of a trapezium. So let's start by writing the formula. Let's put what we know into the formula. So we have half. A and B are the parallel lines. We can see here that these lines are parallel because they're the same distance from each other and they're going in the same direction. They're not going to cross over, they're not going to overlap. So we have 6 plus 10 times the height. The height is the distance between the two parallel lines, and as we can see is 5. So we do half times 16, 6 plus 10 is 16, times 5. Now we could do this in any order because multiplication is commutative. We can say half times 5 times 16, or 16 times 5 times half, or 5 times 16. So it doesn't matter whatever order you calculate it, it will still give you the same answer because it's commutative. Now, but it will be easier for us to just do half of 16 first. What's half of 16? Half of 16 is 8. So 8 times 5 equals 40 centimeters squared. Let's do another question. I decided to do this question because the orientation is a bit different. It's on this side, and it's quite interesting. So first of all, again, I'm just going to write my formula. Area equals half times base times height, which is basically the same as finding the area of a triangle. But the only difference is that the base is different. The base is A plus B. So half times base times height, half times the base, which is A and plus B. Now, we're going to put what we know into the formula. So we've got our half here. What are the, so A and B are the parallel lines. Where are the parallel lines here? The parallel lines, are they going to be the same distance apart? We could also tell which ones are parallel because they have this sign on it. We could tell us they're parallel. That makes it easier for us. So let's just put that into the formula. So 8 plus 2, or you could say 2 plus 8. Again, it doesn't matter. It will still give you 10. And the height is the distance between the two parallel lines, which is 6. So half times 8 plus 2 is 10 times 6. Instead of doing half of 10, I'm going to do half of 6 first. So I'm going to do half of 6, which is 3, and then 3 times 10, which is 30 centimeters squared. I'm going to give you a question to do. So I want you to try this question, pause the video, and see if you could do this. Okay, so what you should have done is written the formula, which is half times A plus B times a half. Two parallel lines are 5 and 9, so half 5 plus 9 times a half. It's actually telling you the height. The height is 6, which equals half times 14 times 6. Half of 14 is 7, so 7 times 6, which is 42. It doesn't have the units here. I'm just going to put units squared. Units squared. Thank you very much. Again, leave any questions in the comments below or ask me in person, and I'll see you in the next video.